Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here reporting for WeAreChange.org. And today we're going to discuss whether or not Dave Chappelle is trying to tell us something in his latest comedy special, The Bird Revelation. Now, right out of the gates, I'd like to say I have the utmost respect for Mr. Chappelle, as he is one of the few comedians that has continued to speak truth to power and say things that are not only true, but more than controversial at this point. I hold Mr. Chappelle in the highest regards in comedy and would say he's of the likes of George Carlin when it comes to talking about socio and geopolitical matters in a humorous way. Now, first of all, let's talk about these specials. Well, Netflix said that it had commissioned Dave for 3 different specials, but what we got with this 4th special that nobody knew was coming was something a lot different than the first 3. Now, there are a tremendous number of differences between The Bird Revelation and the previous 3 specials. First of all, they are about an hour plus in front of a large audience. This is a much more secluded room. It seems like there's under 100 people. Dave seems to be having much more of a conversation with the audience, and he's sitting down most of the time. And not even the underlying, but the overlying topic of the entire thing seems to be sexual harassment and sexual abuse. From the very get-go, he jokes about Charlie Rose being caught that day, and it only gets deeper from there. Chappelle then begins to go in on Harvey Weinstein and his situation, but it doesn't even come close to stopping there. He then gets into Kevin Spacey and makes it a point to say that this was with a 14-year-old boy on a couple of different occasions.
But all jokes aside, Kevin Spacey shouldn't have done that shit to that kid. He's 14 years old and was forced to carry a grown man's secret for 30 years. Jesus Christ, he must have been busting at the seams with that one.
Throughout the special, he mentions the Me Too movement and even brings up the FBI program COINTELPRO.
COINTELPRO, you know what that is? It's a program that the FBI had under J. Edgar Hoover. In this program, one of the many things they did was they would track the sexual habits of anyone they considered an enemy of the state.
Chappelle also brings up R. Kelly peeing on a 15-year-old girl.
We must never forget that R. Kelly peed on a 15-year-old girl.
He then confesses that all of his heroes were either murdered by the government or portrayed as sex offenders.
All my heroes is either murdered by the government or registered sex offenders.
And then brings up that he still does not believe that Michael Jackson abused children.
Michael Jackson, remember when they said all that shit about Michael Jackson? They never proved anything till his dying day, but they said that he did some very heinous things.
And this certainly coincides with Corey Feldman's claims, who was abused in Hollywood and spent a great deal of time around Michael Jackson, and claims that he never abused children or him.
You know, for my friend Michael Jackson, and this is a very good point, Michael Jackson was a witch hunt, okay? Let me just say this. He was not that guy. He was a guy who was so innocent, so kind of sheltered, you couldn't even swear around him.
It's also worth mentioning that he brings up Eyes Wide Shut in a roundabout joke about Tom Cruise walking through an orgy.
I was just walking around like Tom Cruise at the movies, just looking.
And he even asked the audience if they could imagine if something else, something worse, is going on.
You know, maybe there's something else going on. Maybe these rapes aren't even the worst of it. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something?
Now, Chappelle continuously teases that he's going to tell the audience where he's been for the last 12 years, but never does so.
You don't remember that when I quit my show? Remember I went on the way out the door, I said, something's wrong in Hollywood. I believe they said I smoked crack.
This was really an intimate comedy special that, to me, alludes to the pedophilia ring currently in Hollywood and beyond. And I commend Mr. Chappelle for putting this out into the popular culture.
But you understand that this is the best time to say them. More now than ever. You have a responsibility to speak recklessly.
As always, if you like this video, please share it on social media, hit that like and subscribe button, go to WeAreChange.org, make that donation. It's only through your financial support that videos like this one are possible.